Hey everyone, welcome to my YouTube video. My name's Anubhav and today I'm going to talk about using a SharePoint site as an app embedded within Teams. So um, basically, why exactly this requirement came in? What does this mean that I will be embedding SharePoint site as an app? So we all know that we have got Teams, and what we try to do is within Teams, we add our site. We go ahead to, let's say, a specific team, and we can click on plus icon. We can select SharePoint as an app, or you can search for SharePoint. And once you select it, all you need to do is either select the site that you want to display, or you can enter the URL. So I have a site over here. Let's say this is my demo tenant, and I can click on SharePoint. This will load my SharePoint homepage for my corporate. And once I go here, I can select whatever site. So let's say, for example, I select the site, Market Project Team. Here, you can see this is the URL for my site. Now, all I want to do is I wanted to show this on Teams. So naturally, I'll just paste the link over here, and I'm just gonna hit save. And now my site would get embedded within a team, or maybe within a group, anywhere. But what I want to do is that I have got, maybe let's say I've got some specific team which has certain requirements, or maybe this is an org level stuff, or maybe it has got some forms and whatnot, like a hub or anything, whatever you want to name it. The requirement is that I want to build an app which can actually get pinned on the side, okay, the side, left side rail. So in order to do that, I can't just go ahead and simply add a SharePoint over here, because that works for team, but it doesn't work over here. And what we thought of is, hey, if we can build an app which can actually embed the SharePoint site, okay, and along with it, it works on the basis of SSO. So single sign-on is pretty much a requirement nowadays. And what we want to do is use SSO, so that if I click on the app, it should immediately load it and show the page. Okay, no fuss about it. So how should we go about it? So in order to do that, what I'm gonna do is, like, let me go back to, let's say, developer portal. I mean, I can access my developer portal from here as well. I have installed the developer portal app within Teams, but it's fine. I mean, I can do it from anywhere. So let me go here. Let me click on apps, and let me quickly click on new app. All right, so the name of the site was Mark8. So let me just name it as Mark8. All right, let me click on add. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and paste the same thing. Maybe I'm just gonna copy and paste whatever. I'm just gonna try and give the minimum requirement for everything. Okay, and the URL for the team, I'm just gonna take this as well. Right, privacy policy, and as well as terms of use. Let's just give the home page of this. Yeah, let it be contouring as the default one. So okay, coming to the app features. Sorry, I have to save this. All right, so now that I've entered all the basic information, let's come to app features, and I'm just gonna go ahead and add a personal tab. So let's say this is the one. So I'm just gonna give here Mark8, content URL, the website URL, as well as the tab context would be personal tab. Now here, what happens is the content URL that I have given is basically this particular URL. However, since we are using SharePoint, right? So we have to ensure that we are giving the redirection parameter and everything, because let's say the SSO works, it has to redirect back to this particular page. So what we are gonna do is over here is, like, we are gonna give something like, since I'm already having Mark8 project team, I'm just gonna give here and just /_ layouts /15 /teams logon dot ASPX question mark SPFX equals true and BEST equals, so let's say slash sites slash market project team, because that's my website, right? All right, so what exactly are we doing over here? So we are just basically telling the content URL that whenever I want to load this URL, I'm asking underscore layouts slash 15 slash teams logon.aspx, stating that this will perform the SSO. So, and we are basically specifying that it is a SharePoint FX. So the destination for this is slash sites slash market project team. Now what happens is if I confirm this, this will be saved as a personal tab, but still the SSO part will not work. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and first thing first, let's go to dashboard. Okay, sorry, let's go to package as well as the manifest. What I want to do is I want to download this manifest and modify it accordingly. Okay, so let me just quickly open the downloads folder. All right, so let me extract it over here. Okay, all right, so we are in the manifest.json. Let me open this. Okay, since it's open in my other window. Okay, let me just quickly save it so it automatically formats it. Okay, so as you can see over here, this is a common manifest. That's how it looks. So we have got schema, the version, the manifest version, the package name, the name, like the name of the application, which is like market project team. I can give here a developer, I mean name, I could give here, let's say Contoso. Okay, and then we have got other stuff like website URL, privacy URL, terms of URL. So I can actually remove this as well so that the website be the same. All right, coming to the important stuff. What happens is when we want to display any tab, okay, on a personal application, when we create for teams, we have got these static tabs, which basically states that these are the entities that needs to be loaded. So over here, I've got an entity which says name as market. So this will be the display name of the tab. Then we have the content URL, which we just now modified and provided it with a couple of what do you call logon URL. And then we have the website URL where it's supposed to go. So as you can see, by default, it has added valid domains as this particular part, which is the subdomain of the content URL. Apart from this, we also need some more content, some more valid domains. So what I've done is I've opened up my previous work. So I'm just gonna take up these more stuff, and some of these URLs I'm just gonna go ahead and add them over here. So oops, sorry, I need to add a comma over here. Let me just quickly hit Control S so it automatically formats it. All right, so what we have got is start.login.microsoftonline.com, then cdn resource.cdn.office.net, couple of more URLs like microsoft.sharepoint.com, microsoft.sharepoint-df.com, and couple of more other domains, right? So what happens is maybe SharePoint loads couple of maybe JavaScript resources, the CSS, sometimes it redirects to login.microsoftonline.com, maybe it fires up XHR request and all. So what we do is we add all of these subdomains or the domains basically in our valid domains list. Now, apart from this, see, whenever we build an app for Teams, what we try to do is we register a client application on Azure AD. We provide it with certain permissions, and then we have authorized scopes wherein we add the client ID of the application. So like in our case, let's say if I'm using Teams, so I might be adding the authorized scope for Teams for desktop, Teams for mobile, as well as Teams for web. I mean, Teams for desktop and mobile are practically the same, and Teams for web. So what over here, when we try to do the same, we run into issues because there is a SharePoint which is actually going to be loading the page. So over here, in order to ensure that a SharePoint site loads easily without any redirection to login.microsoftonline.com, or it performs a seamless SSO, what we need to do is we need to add another thing, which is web application URI. This basically states that this is the application where it needs to go and check for SSO aspect. Okay, so whatever it has to do for seamlessly signing in. So as you can see, it says specify your AAD app ID and graph information to help users seamlessly sign into your AAD app. Now here, as you know, Azure AD, okay, it's like a forest which contains multiple tenants. So let's say, for example, I'm running Teams, and Teams is an enterprise app which is even installed with other tenants. Let's say, for example, in my case, my Contoso tenant. So what exactly happens is I can have an application which is single tenant, or I can have an application which is a multi-tenant. A single tenant application would essentially go to, basically it is gonna be only visible within the current tenant, where the app is registered. Whereas a multi-tenant app, once it is registered, it can be provided to other tenants in case like the other tenant admin approves that particular application. So now what happens is, here in our case, this particular app ID with the specific GUID, which is 0000003, I think it's 7 times zeros and 3, followed by 00000FF1 CE00, and then all the other ending with zeros. So basically this is an application ID for SharePoint. Okay, and the resource that I'm offering is nothing but the domain, basically the home page of my particular Contoso SharePoint. So here what happens is, all I'm saying is, if somebody is trying to access this specific resource, we are giving it the SSO permission, and that's how it is defined for it. So any user who is signed into my current tenant, I can actually provide it this particular ID, which is a SharePoint ID. I can just write it here as SharePoint, oops, okay, so this is the SharePoint ID. Oh, I'm sorry, I can't write it because it's in JSON and manifest doesn't approve anything. Anyways, what I'm gonna try and do this is that I have updated everything. So what we did is, in order to provide the SSO aspect, we made the certain changes. One was content. We added _underscore layouts /15 /teamslogon.aspx question mark SPFX equals true, and DEST, which is destination, equals where we want to take it. So that's the redirection part. And then going forward, we added the valid domains, which contains all of these, as well as the web application info for SSO aspect, wherein we have provided the ID of the SharePoint client, as well as the resource, which basically states the https:// the domain where SharePoint is hosted. All right, so what we are going to do is we are going to test this out by immediately, we already have, let's say, this particular zip file. So I'm just going to go ahead and select all of these quickly. I'll just say compress to zip files. Maybe let me make it as mark8. That's it. Okay, so now I have the zip file. What I'm going to do is, let me go back here. Let me click on apps. So I'm now back into dev.teams.microsoft.com. I'm just going to go ahead and hit import app. I'm going to select downloads. I had oops, my bad. I selected the wrong one. Let me again redo the same stuff. Let me go to mark8.zip, and I'm going to open it. Okay, so what it says is the app you're looking to import already exists in the developer portal. Do you want to replace or duplicate the app? So I'm going to replace the application. All right, so now that I have replaced it, let me quickly click on preview in Teams. It's gonna ask me to open the Teams app. I'm just gonna click on hit open. And all right, so now here's the difference. See, earlier when we were trying to do something, oops, I think my user doesn't have the permission. All right, so let me do one thing. Let me quickly go ahead, and I think I was trying out some things, and that's the whole reason it doesn't allow me. Oops. So let me check if I can upload an app from here. Yeah, so it'll ask me to submit an app to your org. All right, so while I was trying out things, I paused for a bit, and what I did is, because I have some policies that I was trying out, the permission policies and the setup policies, and I think I had applied, but I missed out on this user Alex Wilbur. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the admin interface to upload a new app. Okay, so let me just quickly pick up the application. Okay, so let me upload. So once this is uploaded, it's gonna go ahead and get deployed to the organization. All right, so I've added this application. Let me just quickly select Mark 8. Let me just search it by name. I can see Mark 8 is there, and you can see Mark. Okay, it's already there. Let me see if I can see it on my Alex Wilbur's account or not. Okay, build for your org. Okay, let me just search over here. Sometimes it takes time to get the application onto the portal. Let me see if I have a link which I can access directly. These are the nothing but the configuration that has come up from the application. It's already allowed actually. Okay, let me just try it out over here. Maybe I should try it on Teams. Oh, okay. Let me do one thing. Let me try out my other user, Adele Vance. Okay, and I'm gonna run. Okay, teams.microsoft.com. All right, so as you can see, Mark 8 has appeared here. I'm just gonna click on add, and let's see. Ideally, I should not ask me to log in, and voila. So I got the SharePoint site working over here. As you can see now, Mark 8 is appearing over here on the left side rail. I can, if you want, I can go ahead and click on pin, and it's gonna pin it. Let me try it on Alex Wilbur as well. I know, so I'm just gonna open teams.microsoft.com so that we can check it on the web, because I don't want to sign out and sign back in. Okay, so let me just try. I know it's gonna come up over here eventually, but it takes time for the policies to sync in, and so maybe, I don't know. Let's see if I still search, will it come? No, still it has not yet appeared over here, but maybe it might appear over here for this. Oh yeah, see, it's already appearing over here. I'm gonna click on add, and I have added Mark 8 for Alex Wilbur account. As you can see, it didn't even ask me to redirect, right? Maybe I think now it would have even synced up over here. Yeah, as you can see, it's appearing over here on Teams. So now we can see the same from Teams desktop app. All right, so just a final touch. So what did we do over here is we simply, I'm just gonna repeat this. Whenever you want to load a site, take the full URL of the site and suffix it with underscore layout slash 15 slash teams logon.aspx question mark spfx equals true and dest equals, then take the path from the domain. So once you take the path, you just suffix that part as the path. Once you do that, now you are basically telling the content URL to load. If it needs to do a team logon.aspx, if it needs to log in, it will do a destination, redirection, and set the destination to this. Along with it, we actually ask the application to provide a list of valid domains, and we provided these domains so that the application loads them without any issues. Basically teams will not have an issue in loading these domains. Anything that any path, any URL for these specific domains. Apart from this, what we did is we provided the client ID of SharePoint client, as well as we provided the resource, which is my homepage of the SharePoint site, so that it can easily perform a SSO and load the application. All right. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask on the chat, or ask me directly, reach out on Twitter, wherever you want to, and let me know if you think I've missed out something, or maybe if you need anything in particular on this. Feel free to ping me. Drop a comment. Thank you.